We're getting more information as Syria's IDLIB prepares for one of its most fierce battles yet. United Nations Syrian envoy has suggested talks between Russia and Turkey. Now, Staffan de Mistura has said that Syria could be spared its bloodiest battle yet if the Russian and Turkish presidents talk to each other urgently.
The meetings so far between the Turkish side and the Russian side have not been conclusive. And we have been hearing indications through the press that the government was putting a deadline around the 10th of September. That's why the sense of urgency. That's why our appeal, if I may, to President Putin and to President Erdogan to talk and go beyond perhaps technical discussions and find a solution which can be a soft solution to this crisis.
All right, for more on this, I'm joined by Wion's West Asia Bureau Chief IDLIB Pagani. IDLIB, thank you so much for joining us. Is this too late for the United Nations to have made the plea? Please give us the latest as far as the IDLIB resolution is concerned.
Well, no, I wouldn't say it is too late for the United Nations. Remember, this is not the first appeal. The United Nations stands to the international community in order to avoid a bloodbath in IDLIB. These kind of appeals have been going on at least for the past 4 weeks. This is perhaps the first time that the United Nations singles out Russia and Turkey, very much aware about the fact that these are the only two international powers who can actually decide not to attack IDLIB. Why so? If the Russian Air Force does not provide support to the Syrian government troops, it is very unlikely that the Syrian army, which is battered as a wounded body, I would say, will go at it alone. It's very hard for them to start a ground offensive against IDLIB. And also Turkey can exercise a certain influence on the several rebel groups which are currently in control of IDLIB. Maybe not on the most powerful of them, which is called Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, and is nothing but Al-Qaeda branch in Syria. Today, the Russian Air Force resumed airstrikes in and around the governorate of IDLIB, north to the city of Hama, and on the western part of the governorate of IDLIB. This is not the beginning of the largest offensive. This was the normalcy till 3 weeks back when Russia decided to stop. But yes, there is a sense of urgency. The offensive is ready, and should talks collapse, yes, perhaps this will be the bloodiest battle in the Syrian conflict.
Right. IDLIB, you've been reporting extensively on what's happening in Syria. What is your assessment of the situation as of now in IDLIB?
It is an extremely delicate situation because all options on the table seem to be bad option. Option number one is a full-scale offensive, and we are talking about a place, IDLIB, where 3 million people live. 1 million children among them, absolutely innocent, bearing no responsibility whatsoever, and they could suffer severely from a large-scale attack, which would not differentiate between civilians and terrorists. Option number two is to use some rebel groups to fight the major rebel group there, Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, as I said, but this is very risky because if those smaller rebel groups lose the battle, then Hayat Tahrir al-Sham will become even more powerful. And the third option, which is not doing anything, doesn't seem to be on the table. The Syrian government said very clearly, and rightfully so, that they intend to clear Al-Qaeda out of Syria. So as of now, all options seems to be very bad option. The only viable option is for the so-called rebels, which here are very close to Al-Qaeda, to surrender. But again, that does not seem to be on the table. Their leader came out in public and promised that they will fight till the bitter end.
All right, thank you so much, IDLIB, for that comprehensive update on the IDLIB and the latest situation that's unfolding in Syria.